Hi friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to create the input field with animated avatar. So when I start typing in the email, the avatar eyes will follow my text as well as its smile. And when I type in the password, the little hands will hide its face. Okay, let's get started. So I've already imported the design from Figma, and I've already added some interaction for input field, like this focus state. For input styling, please check out my other videos for the beginning course. Great. So I'm going to start by adding the eye movement when I focus in the email. So I'm going to start by adding the focus trigger for the email, and I'm going to add the move response for the pupil left side, and I want to move this by 22 Y position. So when I focus in, the left eye, or actually the pupil, will move to 22 Y position. So you can see the reason why I select the email and then focus in state. Just so you know, text and input is different, and I've used input field. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this and also apply for the pupil right side. So when I hit, now both of the pupil will go down. Now, and I'm going to rotate this eye as well. So I'm going to now apply the eye layer to rotate to 40 degrees to turn from left to right direction. So when I hit now, it's a little bit funny, but the left eye is going to the 40 degrees. I'm gonna duplicate again and apply the same to the eye on the right side. So now it looks normal. Very simple. So since we added the focus in state, I will add also the focus out state for the email. Just so you know, focus in means like when you're focused in the input field, or when you type in the input field, and if you exit this input field, it's called focus out. Simply saying. So on the focus out state for the email, I'm gonna add reset for the pupil left and pupil right. So when I type focus out, the eyes go back to its original position. Great. Now I'm gonna add two more things: opacity for the smile, which is gonna be 100%, and opacity for big smile, which is 0%. This doesn't have anything to do with what I just did, but this is actually for the later when I add a password. I want this to have this smile instead of the big smile, but you don't really have to do this. Okay, so we're done with like a first step on making avatar. Following my move depends on where I am. So next, how can you make this pupils or eyes follow along what I type? Because currently it just doesn't move. So how I'm going to do is by using the detect trigger, which is here, and I'm going to apply this to the email input and the text. So what it means that I'm going to detect all the text that is going in or typing in the email input field. And then I've already added the variable add, which is a number type. So I'm going to add a sign trigger for the add. And here I'm going to click this FX button and search for email input and the text property. So email text property means that I'm gonna have a layer property of the text of the email. And then I'm going to add a formula called length and then make this bracket. So what this means is if you go to the ProtoPie website, you can see the basic functions, which for this length, it will calculate the number of characters in a text. So how can I use this text to track my eyes? So when I click this bug mark, you can see when I type in, it counts up, and when I erase it, it counts down. So how can I use this? I'm gonna use the chain trigger and apply this to the ad. So I'm gonna chain this variable to the following responses. So I'm gonna start with a rotate and the eye of the left. So I'm gonna just assign 0 until 14 counts, but you can be also 20 or 30 as much as you want. But I'm gonna have like 14 counts with the angle from 40 degrees, which I said earlier, and rotate to minus 30 degrees. And this is gonna be rotating on this direction. So let's check it out. When I type in, you can see that this eye is following my type. So because it's chained from 0 range to 14 counts, which if you remember this earlier, this number, so when it's 0, it's on 40 degree here. And when it goes up, up, up until 14 counts of number, it reaches minus 30 degrees on this direction. I hope it makes sense to you. Okay, so I'm going to turn off for now. So since the rotate is done, I'm going to duplicate this and apply also for the right side of the eye. Then now both of the eyes are moving. Yay! Cool. So now how can I make the mouth get bigger at some point? Because it started with this gentle smile and then it grew later as long as I fill in. So what I used here was, first of all, an opacity. And I'm going to make the range from 0 to 3, and then 3 to 14. So this was the max character earlier, but as I said, you can change different number. You can start from 5 or 6, as long as you want. But I just want to have from 0 to 3, the smile. So I'm going to apply the smile layer. The smile to be 100% opacity, and then from count 3, I want this to disappear. So for example, when I type in until 3, the smile stays, but from 3, the smile disappears. So I'm gonna do it in the other way around. For the big smile, I'm gonna make it 0, and then let it appear from 3 to 14 range. Plus, I'm gonna add a scale for the big smile that from 3 to 14, like same as earlier, around this range. I want this be grown from 100% to 140%. So I use a factor instead of exact size because with a factor, you can use the percentage of the size without like exactly defining what is the scale of X or Y. So let's check it out. So I'm typing until 3 is just a gentle smile. And then from 4, it's smiling and it's growing. And when I reduce it, it's getting smaller, it's getting growing, it's reducing and growing. Yeah, so I think the fun part is done. So just for a recap, so I just made it rotate from 0 to 14 degrees, 14 counts. And 0 to 14 counts, the opacity of the smile is divided into 2 states. From until 3 is visible, the small, gentle smile is visible. From 3 to 14, it disappears, and the big smile starts to appear. And this 3 to 14, when this big smile appears, it also starts to grow from 100% to 140 pixels, percent, sorry. Yeah, so that's like how we use a chain to chain the variable counts of the length and the animation. Okay, so we're pretty near to the end. So now I'm going to quickly show you how to add the hand. This is very simple. So I'm going to add another focus in state for the password. And I'm going to add here the move of the left hand. So I want this to move to 43 X position and like the 25 Y position. So when I hit the password, you can see this hand comes in, but it's a little bit fast, so I'm gonna add to 0.6. And I'm gonna just duplicate it and apply this also to the right side, to the 97 pixel X position and 26 Y position. So when I hit again, so now both hands are covering its face. Kind of cute, right? So, I mean, this is very simple. So you can see here, the current position is this. And I'm just like simply asking to move to this position. I mean, I already defined this, so that's why I'm just typing in. But for you, you can also just check it here and then write down your value here. Okay, so that was like a focus in state, but we want this to go away when I'm not using the password, right? So simple. So I'm gonna add again the focus state for password, but this time for focus out. And in this state, I'm gonna simply add reset for the left hand and duplicate this for the right hand. Let's see how it works. So password hides. Now when I go to email, it goes away with a hand. Yeah. And I'm gonna just add one more like slight duration to 0.6 so that when it goes away, it's slow as the first. Great. So actually, that's it for today. So when I refresh and I type in something, well, before even I type something, the eyes move, and then when I type in, it just I don't like this word, so I will say name gmail.com, and then it says it has a big smile, and when I do the password, it hides his face. That's it. When I log in, I just had a very simple interaction to reset everything, so you can add more loading and jump to the next page and other more interaction from this on. So yeah, thanks for watching. And if you like this video and if you enjoyed it, please press like and subscribe and press notification bell for upcoming videos. See you soon.